Tonight, before you go to bed, make an inspection tour of your ice box. How's that Pabst Blue Ribbon supply holding out? Tomorrow morning when your dealer says, "What did you have?" say, "Pabst Blue Ribbon." What else?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hello Harem Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Luby, and I'm joined, as always, by the horniest of homies to sail the seven seas, Mr. Anthony Luby and Luke Farnsworth. And it is the end of the year, so we have a very special episode planned for you today. We are going over our Hello Harem Anime Awards. Not to outdo Crunchyroll or anything, but we give every show a chance here at the Hello Harem Podcast.
Even the ones on High Dive.
Even the ones on High Dive, because we care about anime, not money. We care about money, but we care about anime a little more than money.
Unless there's a lot of money involved.
Then I'll care about money.
Guys, Luke needs a new mic stand. We need money.
I do need a new mic stand. This thing fucking sucks.
We also need XLR mics and cables.
And a new Porsche. And
I could use a new motorcycle.
And some K-cups.
And some K-cups.
We need some
we
K-cups.
got a new office
We have an
Keurig.
office Keurig here.
I could use a house. If you guys want to fund
House
my
would be
house.
sweet.
I'll take a house.
So it is the end of the year, which means that New Year's is right around the corner. And my New Year's resolution is to get you guys to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications because we upload weekly.
That was a good resolution.
Really help me out.
That was a great resolution.
I know. I'm going
Yeah.
to work hard next year.
I'm going to work hard next year.
Yeah, it's going to be like every other New Year's resolution. I will work hard on New Year's Day and then never work on it again until the next year.
Yeah, baby.
And then go, my New Year's resolution is what it was last year. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, good job, Luke. And then it's not going to do anything.
Did we film the last episode before or after Christmas?
There was
On Christmas.
Oh, that's right. It was on Christmas. So we don't have to go over that shit again.
What shit?
Christmas.
All I want for Christmas is you.
It's two
To
front teeth.
subscribe.
To subscribe. So we don't have to go over that again.
No, we're the funniest podcast on the internet, though. So, like, everybody should know that. And because we're the funniest podcast, you guys should leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
New Year's resolution starting off hard this 2022.
It'd be funny if, like, from now on in every episode, I say it like 6 times in the middle of the episode.
In the first 6 minutes.
And then never bring it up again for the rest of the episode.
Well, let's dive into this. We got a lot to go over today. So we're going to cut the bullshit out a little bit. And we're going to start off with anime of the week.
Yeah, my week was good.
Mine was all right.
I did not ask.
I know you didn't. That's why I told you anyway.
All right, so I had the pleasure of doing anime of the week this week, and I choose Spice and Wolf.
Oh, okay.
I finished it, and I do have, I don't know about gripes, but Tip, you'll hear about it. All right, so our synopsis here. Hollow is a powerful wolf deity who is revered in the small town of Paslo for blessing the annual harvest. Yet as years go by and the villagers become more self-sufficient, Hollow has been reduced to a mere folktale. When a traveling merchant named Kraft Lawrence stops at the settlement, Hollow offers to become his business partner if he takes her to her northern home of Yoitsu. The savvy trader recognizes Hollow's unusual ability to evaluate a person's character and accepts her position. Now in the possession of both sharp bargaining skills and a charismatic negotiator, Lawrence inches closer to his goal of opening his own shop. However, as Lawrence travels the countryside with Hollow in search of economic opportunities, he begins to realize that his aspirations are slowly morphing into something unexpected.
This motherfucker's name is Lawrence.
It is Lawrence.
There's
it is.
my first gripe. His
Dude's
name's Lawrence.
Dude's got hair whiter than snow.
He's got a gray ass hair.
Don't mind that at all. My first gripe is his name is Lawrence.
Lawrence.
You know the nickname for Lawrence? Larry. Don't fuck with that.
You don't fuck with Larry's.
I don't fuck with Larry's, the lobsters.
So I liked Spice and Wolf. I did, but I do have a few things that I thought were annoying. So Hollow is based. Hollow fan, if you're out there, you have a good taste.
Yeah,
You know,
she likes apples.
She likes apples, but they drop the bit. It goes away.
I know.
She stops thinking about apples. She just gets drunk all the time, which is fine. Where my gripes start. There's going to be some spoilers here. What?
What is that noise?
The fridge.
The fridge.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, we have a fridge up here too.
Sorry, it
The
was
fridge is
just like,
below the coffee maker.
Sorry, it was just really loud, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
So there's going to be spoilers here. If you want to watch the show and you don't know what happens, skip ahead a little bit. Anyway, in the first season, Lawrence gets into a bind. He buys a bunch of armor, and he goes to this town, and then the armor market crashes, and he essentially is holding on to just bullshit. What are you doing?
He doesn't.
never seen
He's
it.
never seen it. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it spoiled.
Oh, that's funny. I already said this in chat. You already read it.
You might forget it by now.
Okay, whatever.
No, I remember everything. I'm not you.
Anyway, he
Is there
buys.
anything more than what you said in chat, or
These are just my gripes.
that was all of your grapes?
That
just
was one of
A
them.
good amount. So anyway, Lawrence buys this armor. The armor market crashes, and he's left with a pile of bullshit. So he has to try and find a way to get out of this debt that he's in. And that was fine. You're like, okay, that's whatever. Things happen. He moves on to his next town, and there's this merchant named Amarty, and some things happen, and fool's gold is a big hot commodity, and he signs Hollow away, and he basically sells her off. I'm like, all right, that was stupid, but whatever. He gets her back, and they move on to the next town. And in this town, the same fucking thing happens. He is sitting on a pile of shit, and a market crashes, so he basically has nothing, and then he sells Hollow off for money again.
So Lawrence is big cringe.
He's just kind of fucking stupid.
What do you mean by like he sells her off?
He signs a contract and sells her.
Then how's he get her back?
He gave, well, in the second instance, he gave the church money back. He got the deed to an inn, and he had this big plan. He was going to sell off Hollow, get a deed to an inn, and he was going to start his shop. So he sells Hollow, she's at the church, and he gives the church the deed to the inn to get Hollow back.
Mm-hmm.
So he's back at square one.
Yes.
He lost the inn, gained Holo. He's right, literally before he's
Yeah,
sold
except
Holo
now
off.
he's literally broke because he was robbed.
He makes nothing but lateral moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty
Big
fucking,
lateral
and
moves.
the thing is, like, Hollow's upset when he sells her, so he does it again. And he's like, he likes Hollow, but he sells her twice.
Doesn't
I
sound
just
like
don't
he likes
get
her
it.
too much.
I just don't understand
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't really sound like Larry. Let's call him Larry.
Larry, yeah, he
Doesn't
deserves
really
a
like
Larry.
Lawrence.
knew this jackass. I knew it.
Doesn't really like Holo.
No, Larry's a good guy. If your name's Larry and you're out there, leave a comment, like, and subscribe and tell me why you are a good guy, but I won't believe you.
Change our opinion on Larry.
On Larry.
Anyway, it didn't like really take away from the show overall. Aside from Lawrence being kind of a fucking idiot, it was a pretty good show.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching it. I really only just watched it because of Hollow. I didn't really care about anything else. And she is epic. You know, she delivered the epicness.
So with this show being one about bargaining, you're gonna bring a good bargain to the table here tonight, right?
Huge bargain.
50% off. I already know it.
Probably apples.
This is like, okay, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch deal.
Okay.
Buy 75 apples. You have to buy 75 apples.
At market value?
At
I'm
market-
not getting a bulk price.
No, you're getting market
I have to
value.
buy 75 market value apples. What do I
You
get?
think about who we're like. We're in the position of Lawrence here. He's a very terrible businessman.
Okay.
So what do we
so
get?
we're Larry.
So what do we get? We're Larry.
15 apples free.
We don't even get an even 100 at the
No.
end of this deal. We
No,
get
you don't.
90
And
apples.
on top of that, you've signed over your wagon. So you have to carry this massive amount of apples on your back.
But we're told these are really good apples. These are the best apples on the market.
I feel like no. I feel like we're just told they're regular
They're
ass
apples. They're just apples.
I knew it. They were just regular.
So you gain apples, a lot of apples, and you lose your wagon. Great deal. The best. Oh, and you get robbed.
So you're telling us we're the victims of a math problem from grade school.
Yeah.
We sell our wagon, and we get robbed. Do
Yeah.
they steal the apples we bought or whatever money we have left?
Just your money.
So we still have 90 apples.
Yeah, but now, see, a lot of people would look at this and think, wow, man, I really just I screwed the pooch. But Lawrence is different. This is an opportunity. He has 90 apples he can make money with. But unfortunately, Hollow eats every single one.
And we bought them at market value.
This chair
so
is going to
making
give
a
me a
profit.
fucking aneurysm, I swear to God.
That's so bad. So what you're telling me is that we have bought apples off of an overinflated market
Yeah.
at market value, obtained not even a full 100, but 90 fucking apples. I don't think you could have made me any more angry with that number.
Yeah.
We
Hold on,
lost all of
hold
our
on.
money.
Anthony, do you want the drum thrown? Because that is actually giving me an aneurysm.
I'm
You
losing,
talk, it squeaks.
I'm losing it with that.
Do you want the drum
Yeah,
thrown
is it
or do
high
you want
enough?
my chair?
No,
'Cause I don't give
is
a
the drum
fuck.
thrown high enough?
It better be.
Yeah, bring it.
I'll sit on the drum throne.
I'll be short, lad.
Okay.
You short lad.
Let me get rid of this fucking chair.
No, we just need a fucking WD-40.
We have
It'd be squeaking.
it do be squeaking. I don't know if it gets picked up on the mics at home, but hey, gamers, it's just Luke here on cam right now. That chair's a piece of fucking shit. You remember, if you guys have been around for a while, do you remember how my chair was always excessively squeaky? That was the worst it's ever been, and that wasn't my chair. It wasn't my ass, wasn't my squeak.
You're not that low.
Actually, you're around the same.
This isn't bad.
You're just barely shorter.
Dude's got mega ass cushion on that bitch.
I do.
I saw the divot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It's got crotch.
Yeah,
like
I'm-
support.
I look significantly shorter than Luke now.
So anyway,
Okay, so what are we gonna rate this?
how many economic crashes out of 10 do you give this?
I give this. I'm gonna give it 6.5 economic crashes.
Yeah, it's like 2008 all over again.
It's
Instead of the housing crisis, it's the Apple crisis.
the Apple recession.
The housing crisis
And,
now.
the score seems low, but I really did enjoy the show. It was a fun watch, and it was interesting to hear all the bargaining going on.
Hollow
Lawrence-
fan, if you're out there,
Yeah.
please give us some slack. I haven't seen it. I would rate it higher though. Please, Hollow fan.
I mean, Hollow really saved the show. Lawrence is a bit of an idiot, but it was a fun watch overall.
Lawrence, of course he's a fucking.
Larry,
That pisses me off. That his
bargain
name is
apples,
fucking
Larry.
Lawrence. His name's Lawrence.
Well, pushing Lawrence to the side, he's got to hit the dusty trail with no wagon and 90 apples.
Oh, I bet he's got a wagon though.
No, he sold it.
No, he still has a wagon.
Okay.
I don't know about in the end. They didn't ever go run over the wagon again, but
I mean, he's got cake. He's got a wagon on it.
no, this dude's built like a stick.
Never
Yeah.
mind. He don't even got a wagon on him.
You don't got cake. So it's time to go into the 2022 Hello Harem Anime Awards of the year. We spent some time putting together categories. Some are the same as Crunchyroll. There are a few out there that we put in that felt like they needed their own category. And like I said before, we give every show an equal opportunity here because we are an
are
equal opportunity employer.
A podcast of equal
At the
opportunities.
podcast because we care about every single anime, even the ones on High Dive.
Do we want to read each of our categories?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
So we were given each, was it
6.
6 categories?
Because Thorpe added 3 extra.
Oh yeah. So we were each given 6 categories, and we have 6 nominees in each category.
So 18 and way too many. 18 and math is hard.
Yeah.
So Luke, if you want to start us off with the first category of the year.
So first category that we had in this list is best character design. So this was actually a lot harder than I thought it would be, given how many shows we watched and how many character designs I actually enjoyed in a lot of these shows. I thought the best 6 were My Dress Up Darling, Akebi's Sailor Uniform, Summertime Rendering, Healer Girl, Raven of the Inner Palace, and More Than a Married Couple, but not lovers.
I appreciate how you put in Healer Girl.
I do too.
Their character design's really good.
Yeah,
I
it is.
cannot deny. Like, every
Yeah.
character was very unique
Yeah, I
in
agree.
everything. I could put My Dress Up Darling in because, I mean, she was the same character, but different characters
Yeah.
from things. Akebi, I've never seen characters look the way that they did in Akebi.
No, we did point that out.
Summertime Rendering, literally every enemy.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
were
like,
all super fascinating.
Everyone was just so fascinating to look at the whole show.
Yeah.
And then Raven, I think we can all agree that Raven at least had good character design.
Yeah, I did like how the characters
we chose
looked
to
in it.
watch the show because of the Raven
character
concert.
design.
So
Yeah. So that's true. That dragged us in.
and then More of a Married Couple, I threw that in there, and I was thinking of it at first, but the more I thought about it, the more I really enjoy it, the way every character looks. Especially Akari, she's very soft and vibrant.
Everything matches their personality.
Very well, too.
Their design matches their personality.
Like the
to
way
a
that
T.
all of them look matches who they are, and it's very well done. So
Like Shiori is kind of like a not boring, but
More-
like
more
laid
toned
back,
down.
Toned down.
So that was there was my thought process for each nominee as well.
So what would be your? What do you think wins? I think I know mine, and it's going to come from left field.
I'm gonna let you go first because I've been thinking like this is like making this was the easy part.
Yeah.
Choosing which one I like most is hard.
I'm gonna go with. I'm actually gonna go with Healer Girl.
I think I was also going to choose Healer Girl.
I say Healer Girl because specifically with the three main characters and the two side ones that also get thrown in there, they kind of do the thing like More Than a Married Couple where their colors match their personality very well, and I think they hold true to that through the whole show.
I'm also a big fan of like the shading in the hair. The back of it is a completely different color. I really like that. And
Like
they did
DIY
it-
did that.
Yeah, I really like how they did that. That was something that I noticed right off rip.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Healer Girl on this one. This isn't a slam to any other show, but I think Healer Girl just did it a little different.
I'm throwing Summertime Rendering.
Really.
Yeah. I can't complain. As much as I hated him, Shadow Dipshit was super fucking cool.
Yeah,
He was.
And the interesting thing about like specifically with Summertime Rendering is like the enemies, like there were no plot holes.
No, they any plot holes you thought there were, they completely covered up
Yeah,
by the
like
end.
it was not in Ohio during springtime, like potholes everywhere. No, this was like a Florida highway.
Shinpei.
It was really well done.
So there you go.
Yeah, Healer Girl, top of the notch, but I think Summertime Rendering I would give my second vote to, like easily. The other ones I would definitely have a harder time with, but Summertime Rendering is second for me for sure.
Just mark the winner in the doc, then we'll go over all the winners after.
Okay.
So,
Tip's next.
yeah, Tip, you got the next one.
You were close. Jumping the gun there.
A
Pow.
little antsy.
You got a little trigger finger on you.
All right, so my first category was arguably the hardest one of the entire fucking thing. I had Best Girl. So the nominees are Marin Kitagawa, Suleta Mercury, Chisato Nishikigi, Lum, Erika Amano, and Nazuna Nanaxa. That is a loaded gun right there.
This is always the hardest fucking
I
question.
know.
And I hate answering because it makes everyone else feel like they're worse.
Yeah.
But I don't think that.
But they're not worse.
I think the biggest crime here is that there's no one from Akebi there.
Like I said, it was the hardest category.
I know,
Like
but I'm just saying.
so
the
many
blonde
shows
girl
you're
from
dealing with.
Akebi,
She was epic.
She was kind
I
of
w- if I was gonna do anyone from Akebi, I would have done Akebi.
Akebi or Akebi's little sister.
Yeah, or her
oh,
little
you
sister.
just wait.
I mean, I know my answer. It's for me, it's a little clear, but like if I was to choose number 2, like I'd be like, hey, no.
What do you mean yours is clear?
For me, the best girl is Marin. Easy.
I'm gonna vote Marin as well, but the Tanuki Suleta Mercury is like
I know.
But to say that's our
Centimeters-
Tanuki, and I'm
centimeters
throwing our
behind.
Tanuki in first.
I love our
That's
Tanuki.
our Tanuki.
God, I
She's going in first.
I love her. She's like one of the
She's like does the courage, and she's just fucking based.
man.
You're literally only giving arguments as to why she should be first, dude. I'm just
I got to
saying.
go with Marin though. Marin.
Basic bitch.
No, that's not basic. That's not basic. She deserves to be up there. She deserves it like high key.
I'm not saying she is. I'm calling you basic.
I'm not basic for liking Marin Kitagawa. the
You're
best.
just basic for being you.
Why am I getting called out during this topic specifically?
Well, we can call you out in the next one too.
We can call you out for every vote if you want.
I think Marin should be number 1.
I that's where my vote's going.
I'm still going Tanuki.
I fully respect.
You guys
Luke's
can vote
decision.
against me this whole fucking episode. I do not care. I will speak the truth.
I was kind of mad. I was looking. One sec, we'll fix that. I was looking online. I think it was like 2 nights ago, and there's no good figures of the Tanuki.
Not yet.
I know, but I want one with her red dress.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get it.
Oh,
We
yeah.
better. or
I want
I'm
one in
gonna
her
be
school uniform.
angry.
I like the white uniform she has.
I like the uniform.
I want an Ariel figure.
I know, I do
Yeah.
too.
Ariel's actually really
Ariel's
cool.
I know.
Super cool.
This is totally beside the point, but last night I started building another Gundam last night. I got 2 legs done.
Did you even build the Massachusetts?
No, he didn't.
No, because you need glue for it. You don't need glue for Gundams.
Go get some fucking glue.
Okay, I'll have to buy glue.
This dude can't afford glue.
Building a Revel model is a lot more difficult than building a real grade
I
Gundam.
know, but like we went there in November. It's been over a month.
You could have bought glue in that time.
Could have bought a lot of glue in that time.
Basic bitch.
A lot of glue.
All right. So that's best girl. Thorpe had the next one. Thorpe, hit us with the next topic.
This is best boy. I feel like I know who's going to win this. So our nominees for best boy are Ishigami, Kirishima Toru, Yaku Jiro, Ajuro Shinpei, Uzui Tengen, and Umino Nagi.
I know my answer. I'm going Shinpei.
Tippy, what are you thinking?
I can't think of a single scene that I didn't like Shinpei. As much as I like Nagi, there are some scenes I can think of that he annoyed me in.
Yeah. So Nagi's out.
I'm going Shinpei.
Uzui, he was annoying in the beginning. I'm going Shinpei, but Ishigami is a close second.
I can't vote Ishigami every year. That's
I know,
the only
I love-
problem.
I
voted
love
him
me
last
some
year.
Ishigami, but I gotta
I
go
do love
Shinpei.
Ishigami.
Shinpei was a badass, and he was like a caring guy.
And he
like
thought everything.
Yeah, he was
through
fucking
and
smart.
through.
Did.
He was smart.
He
I
was
guess
a
that's
big
what
brain.
happens when you live the same thing over and over again.
He only did it like 7 times, which is by the end I was like, what the?
You know,
Yeah.
that's 7
Out of
times
24
more than the
episodes.
average person.
But that was just crazy because usually like time loop shows like that, it's like 30 plus times that they do it. He only did like 7.
Subaru.
A Pontiac.
Yeah, well, that was kind of tough for me. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of best boys this year. I think.
There were
I
a lot
agree.
of good characters this year.
I think an honorable mention for that would be the guy from Jito. Oh wait, was he in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Okay, cool. I thought I didn't see his name, but he was a good character too. I really liked him.
I thought it through, man.
All right, next was best animation. This one was actually a lot harder because not a lot of shows stood out with animation just in general this year. So I had Bocchi the Rock, Shine Post, Healer Girl, More Than a Married Couple, Summertime Rendering, and Princess Connect.
This one's pretty easy for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm kind of torn between 2.
What 2 are you torn between?
Shine Post and Princess Connect.
Those were 2 I was not expecting you to
Yeah,
be torn
same.
between. That is, you just came out of left field with those
Yeah.
2.
What were you expecting me to say?
Bocchi and something else. I'm torn between Bocchi and Summertime.
I'm torn between the same ones, Luke.
Like Bocchi and Summertime reminds you. I did not expect you to say Shine Post
Yeah.
and Princess Connect.
Princess Connect.
I can't deny
It's
it.
so
They were
good.
both really good.
Princess Connect is like overly animated perfectly.
It is.
Yeah. The
It's
same with
insane.
Shine Post was too.
Shine Post did look
It
like
was
hentai.
animated really well.
It looked like really good quality hentai.
Yeah,
Like really good quality hentai.
Yeah. So Thor, what do you narrow it down to?
Well, I mean, I have no choice but to narrow it down to what you guys.
No, you can narrow it
No,
down
you
to
can
whatever
you
you
can
want.
choose your whatever.
I voted 7. I voted differently
All
the
right,
first 3
all right.
categories or 2 categories.
Then I'm going to go Shine Post because with the show that we got, like just an idol show, they really fucking blew it out of the water.
They delivered.
It was
agree.
so
it was Rio
unexpected. It was unexpected with how good the quality of that show was. And I really very much appreciate that.
The reason I didn't put Love Live is because I felt like Shine Post stands out, whereas Love Live has always just been fantastic.
Yeah.
It's Love Live.
Like having a show that's not Love Live stand out as an idol show. That's why I threw that there instead of it.
I personally think Shine Post was animated better than Love Live.
I think
When it comes
the
to
dancing scenes,
no. Love Live.
I don't know because Shine Post, like
I know they did the thing where they were out of sync, but like Love Live
it's not
does
even
it. Love
that.
Live has it down to a science.
they made synthetic dance,
Bruh.
bruh.
Love Live has it down to a science. When it comes to like idol dancing, you can't beat
Both
them.
just bruh at the same time.
Bruh.
Shine Post overall was animated better. Fuck.
So you guys are stuck between Summertime Rendering and what else?
I'm
Bochi.
going. You know what? I'm going Bochi, man.
Just by a little bit.
By
I'm
a
going
little
Bochi.
bit, and the reason I'm going with Bochi is because of how many different animation styles they use in the show.
They use
It's not just
literally everything.
It's not just because
Everything.
they did a lot. It's because they did a lot of them correctly.
I mean, when I was doing this, the only scene that I could think of was when Bochi was T-posing as a 3D model flying through a street and started like blowing
Yeah.
up houses with the 3D
yeah,
model.
they really like took it to the next level with that show.
I
And
was just
just
like,
like the
what?
playing of their instruments looked phenomenal.
But just barely, because Summertime Rendering was animated so goddamn
Every fight was fucking
well.
top tier.
I don't think there was a single scene that I wasn't just in shock of how well it was looking.
Yeah, easy.
Next
Thor.
up, we have Best New Series. And the nominees for Best New Series are Licorice Recoil, Call of the Night, A Couple of Cuckoos, Bochi the Rock, Summertime Rendering, and My Dress Up Darling. Think about where I'm sitting with this. 'Cause I very much
this one's
enjoyed all
really
of these
hard.
shows.
Out of left field, I'm going Couple of Cuckoos. Just because I know what we have animated or have chosen for anime of the year, I'm going Couple of Cuckoos.
I'm going Call of the Night.
Fair, I respect it.
Man, you guys.
Is this
both
a three-way
present-
split?
You
Is
guys
this a
both
three-way?
present some very good options.
Is this a 3-way split? Is it gonna be?
I think I am going to go with Call of the Night because it is so different. And I think a couple of Cuckoos did the rom-com right. They did it very right. And I liked every episode. I liked all the characters. Really almost no complaints with that show. But I think I was craving something a little more out there and different. And Call of the Night gave me that. In terms of how it looked. We've mentioned the colors before on that show, and they're really just out of this world. It's just a different type of show, and that's why I'm going to choose Call of the Night.
Yeah.
I think if I was gonna pick a second, the closest second is Call of the Night for me.
That show came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it
It
really,
really
did.
did come out of nowhere.
And I had no clue what the fuck it was gonna be about. I didn't know.
I didn't either.
Vampires.
Yeah. No clue.
No clue.
I'm gonna tap that computer real quick, just
Okay.
to make sure things are still rolling smooth.
I respect the choices. I'm a sucker for a rom-com, man.
I do fuck with
I'm a mega sucker for a rom-com. Taters was like, I'm going to start Horimiya, and I got so excited. I was like, I was ready to like tinkle a little because like a excited dog.
Yeah.
Because oh my God, I love them. All right, so I had best continuing series, and for this I threw in Kaguya-sama Love is War, Date Alive, Dropkick on My Devil, Demon Girl Next Door, Overlord, and Shadow's House.
Another stacked house. Another
All
stacked
these are
toilet.
fucking stacked.
Please don't tell me we're stacking. Oh God, we're getting a stack, dude. Thorpe loves his stacks.
Reese's stacks.
This one was easy to write, hard to choose.
It is very hard to choose because I enjoyed all of these shows.
They're all just
Hell
so
of a lot.
different too. That's what's so hard about this.
I'm torn. Man, this sucks. Because I'm thinking about I'm like thinking about the shows and thinking about scenes in each show that I forgot about. I'm like, whoa. I'm torn between 3.
What 3 are you torn between?
Love is War, Date Alive, and Overlord. Date Alive never fails to be good.
Never.
4
No.
seasons, bangers. Same with Overlord.
Plus, the new studio fucking nailed it.
Yeah, they did. They killed it.
Yeah, with the fact that a new studio does them every time, and they continue to
I
be
think they're
bangers.
sticking with the same studio for the next season.
I'm totally cool with that.
Like
I hope.
Overlord, shit hit the fan, plus the massive thing at the ending to lead us into more. And then Love is War is Love is War. We had the big thing at the end of Love is War, too. So
That's true.
It's like, fuck, man, this is really hard.
And we do get, is it a movie next?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
That's a movie. Day Live gets season 5, and I think Overlord's getting season 5.
Man, I'm kind of thinking a lot about Shadow's House, too. The shit got nutty whack.
Thinking about a lot about my girl Shamiko
I know. Hey, don't forget about Joshin.
or Joshin.
God damn, we've named every fucking show in the
Every
category.
show in the category.
Yeah. This is the hardest one so far.
Who would have
not
thought that
gonna
this would be the category?
lie. Yeah,
that,
I
like,
didn't
we had
think
to
so,
break
man. You
down
chose
in
some
an
bangers,
analyses.
Luke. Chose some bangers.
I know. I mean, like I said, it was the easiest one to choose, the hardest one to choose from.
All right, we'll start from the top. I think Kaguya had the biggest, like, oh fuck moment right at the end
Yeah.
of the
I
season.
agree. I agree.
Shit, like, it really went off the goop.
But taking the ending out of the equation, it was Love is War.
It was.
As
It was
usual.
funny, haha.
And petty argument, the OP is still worse than the first season's.
Yes.
You can't top the first season's OP.
That
No.
goes into account. We
But
got to
we
throw it in.
We got
Gotta
to throw
it
that
in
into account.
the stew.
Listen.
Throw all of.
We got a new character who's super epic.
We did.
Yeah, we got a new one in Data Live, too.
We did.
And she's super,
Super epic.
epic.
All right. So
On to Data Live. Or do you have
I would
more
say we
for
dissected
Kaguya?
a little bit. The OP wasn't as good as the first one. Taking the ending out in terms of like shock factor,
It's
it was still
still-
Kaguya,
still Kaguya.
which is great, and I'm not complaining about that.
But best continuing series, you're dealing with a lot of competition
All
here.
right.
You gotta get into the nitty and the gritty of these competitions. So then we get to Data Live. I've said several times that this is like one of my
your
favorite
favorite?
series ever. It's still in probably my top 5 to top 10, and I'm rearing up on 500 shows.
You know, we also got a huge, big doinky at the end, Data
We
Live
got
too.
a massive
Like, huge.
doinky at the end. We got an amazing character.
That might have been the hugest, like the biggest, like surprise from any show.
If we want to be fair to Kaguya, should we omit the ending like that?
I don't know, because like with Kaguya, it's all built up to that anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Whereas like with
this
Data
was- this
Live,
was-
This was unexpected.
Data
no.
Live's a left field,
Yeah, I
whereas
had no
Kaguya is
clue.
kind of the straight line where we're going in the
Yeah.
first place. And we got 2 characters in Data Live, not
did.
just one.
Yeah.
And the OP is again a banger,
Yeah.
but every single Data Live OP has been bangers, and there's no argument there. I will not allow for an argument there.
All right, what do we got next?
All right, so moving on, we got Dropkick on My Devil.
We learned a lot about Japan.
We did learn a lot, a dramatic amount, especially.
Miku showed up in every episode.
We got Hatsune Miku, who is actually a demon. I don't know if you knew that. She's a devil. She went to devil school with Joshin.
Really?
Yeah.
Classmates?
Yep.
They were in the
Nice.
same class. Hatsune Miku was there.
Didn't like the sun explode at the end?
The sun exploded. There were vampires.
A lot happened.
We did get vampires and a lolly vampire at that, and
We
she was
did.
based.
This isn't making it any easier.
No. On to Demon Girl Next Door. We got a tapir.
He was so cool. He was awesome. That whole arc was just great.
That's it. We got a tap here.
Look, we have to cover every base.
We got the fox.
We did get this. We
She's
did
so
get
based.
the Kudere fox that was also really fucking mean. Still making it harder. Then we go to Overlord.
Again, a crazy ending.
We got to see Shaltir.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Not as much as I would have liked, though.
Yeah.
But
yeah. A little lacking in
No
that
other
department.
show has Shaltir blood fallen in it. So
That's true. But
You
a
gotta-
show that does should show her appropriate amount.
But you got to take that into account. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If
Consideration.
I don't see Shaltir blood falling showing up in Dropkick on My
You know,
Devil.
the one thing I'm going to say about Overlord that I'm glad we didn't get, more lizard sex. Glad they omitted that.
Listen, dude. The lizard sex. It's part of the show. It's plot. It's plot, Alex.
It has to be there. It
You
literally
have
has
to
to be.
watch them come together and make one. When a mommy lizard and a daddy lizard. And then finally, Shadow's house. We got a Miliko. Again.
PogChamp.
I have so many questions about this fucking show.
I do too.
It's just teasing me. I want to know.
I know, it's like right there. They have all the information right in front of us and we just don't get it.
I'm gonna go Date Alive. That ending just was.
I'm basic for this. I'm going Data
It was
Alive.
two poggers, man.
I can't say that like this isn't.
Like if I needed a show to continue, like if I had to choose one and I needed to continue, I would have to be Date Alive. I have to know where that goes.
I think I'm gonna go Overlord.
That's fair. That's fair. We've literally
it's
sat there and made
respectable.
arguments
It's
for every
respectable,
single one.
right?
I think the
Right.
only one that we argued against the most was Kaguya,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's not because we don't like it, but because we can make enough arguments against it for
Yeah.
it to be fair.
All right, Luke.
All right, then next I had biggest flop, which surprisingly this is also a hard one to choose
Yeah,
from
it is.
because these fucking
There's a good amount of flops.
So we had Raven of the Inner Palace, Shield Hero Season 2, Don Machi Season 4, Engage Kiss, Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie, and Girls Frontline.
Okay, here's my basis. I'm gonna try and set a tone here. My terms of flopping are something that I thought would be good going in, that I might have had previous experience with. Something that started off good and then fell off. And that's my terms of flop. So Girls Frontline to me just sucked as a whole.
Yeah.
That was fucking bad.
Yeah.
Raven, I had the only expectations I had going in was I'm like, I like how this art looks. I didn't know shit about the story. And even starting, I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. So those two I'm not going to give biggest flop to. What else is on there? Shield Hero, I had some pretty big expectations for, and it did not fucking deliver.
Don Machi,
I had some pretty big expectations for, and it did not deliver.
Engage Kiss,
I liked the first couple episodes, and then it did not deliver.
Yep.
and Shikimori.
It just, the main character fucking sucked.
He ruined it
He
for
was
everything.
terrible. So
You definitely had hype going into that because you were talking about how excited you were.
I
Yeah,
was because
so
I
you read the manga.
read the manga,
I know. I'm just saying, like, just so that you can't
and that
Yeah.
argue
definitely
against
helps.
it.
That helps with the flop.
Like Hachimitsu was great as a bee, but it does not save the rest of the show.
I can't lie, dude. Hachimitsu
Be
B.
Hachimitsu.
She was the best character
My
in the show.
favorite
Easy.
fucking.
Like
my
Shikimori,
favorite
get her
character.
out of here. I want more Hachimitsu.
She was lame too. Shikimori was
a
lame.
little bit. Their eyes were beautiful, but that's it.
They were.
For me, I'm gonna go with Danmachi. I was going to go Shield Hero, but I'm going Danmachi. I like. Here's my reasoning. The first 3 seasons of Danmachi had me so captivated. Like I loved it. It was creeping up to be like just some of my favorite series coming out. I mean, it was amazing. You had the underdog. They did it really well. Amazing characters they introduced. And then season 4 is just like this whole dungeon arc that is just, it just felt really weird the entire time. They introduced the mermaid. They introduced a new character, but it just didn't feel like they really introduced her. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't feel like a part of the group.
She showed up.
She showed up, and that's all she did. And I was expecting a lot from Danmachi because in the first 3 seasons you got a lot, and I was satisfied, well beyond my expectations with the first 3 seasons. And the 4th, I was really upset with it. So the 5th season coming out, I'm like nervous.
So I can't give it to Don Machi because the only reason it's a flop is because they didn't tell us that this was part 1 of season 4. If they said this was part 1 of this arc and part 2 was coming out later, I'd have less gripes. But because they didn't, I'm putting it in flop because I thought this was all of season 4 and it's not.
Well, see, I still think you should take that into account as a whole.
I know.
As a whole of Danmachi.
I'm not saying I'm not, but that's the reason I can't give it biggest flop because technically that's not the full season.
I get it. I get the point. But then I'm going to look at something like Attack on Titan, where we didn't get the full season, but they fucking delivered in what they gave us. And this just did not deliver.
That's fine, but like, also with Attack on Titan, we are getting season 4, part 3, the final part 1, Redux.
Yeah, but like,
the
I think
ending.
if you're going to put something out, make it good.
But I mean, and that's the thing is that like when we talked about this in our season review, I don't think it was bad. I just was disappointed with it.
That's why it's a flop to me,
I-
because I
like,
was extremely disappointed.
my
It
thing
wasn't
is
bad. I was just very, very disappointed.
Because my thing is that I thought it was really good still. It gave us a lot of story. It gave us a lot of plot. It just tried to do a little and a lot instead of doing a lot and a little.
I was just overall very disinterested. Like, watching it was a chore for me.
Honestly, I would give it to Shield Hero over
That was literally like 10 minutes ago. I was thinking Shield Hero, and then I switched to Danmachi. Like Shield Hero, I think is a great nominee, like a perfect nominee for this one.
I can't give it to Danmachi until if the second part of season 4 comes out and that's also a flop, I might change my answer now. But until then, I can't give it to Danmachi because I still thought that what they put out was good. It just wasn't what I wanted.
I'm not going to argue against it because I think that's a good reason.
Whereas Shield Hero came out, I had high expectations. We had a fucking giant tortoise for 6 episodes and then 6 episodes in another dimension with my fishing rod. And
Yeah.
that was the fucking season.
Shield
Yeah,
Hero was all around bad.
It sucked. I'm going to agree on Shield Hero here.
I don't disagree at all.
I just like I can see the argument for Danmachi, but like even when we were rating it back then and even now, I don't think it was that bad.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely was not as bad as Shield
Yeah.
Hero. That was just
That
bad.
was
It was fucking abysmal.
It was really
You
bad.
want to talk about a chore every week? I've dreaded Shield Hero Wednesdays.
And I don't care if anyone says like that, but it's only the worst arc in the manga. If you're gonna put something out, make it good. Like,
And if it's the worst arc in the manga, why did you like speed run half of it and then speed run another half?
yeah,
And not make it make sense?
it was bad all around. I think that's a good winner. Thorpe.
Next, we have Best ED. The nominees for this category are Made in Abyss, My Dress Up Darling, Kaguya-sama, Call of the Night, Overlord, and Engage Kiss. I already know my winner.
Well, give it to us then.
Made in Abyss.
Fuck, these are all really good EDs.
They are.
Too.
They're bangers. They're all
They're
fire.
busted.
I can't listen to Made in Abysses without wanting to cry.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
And you're a man.
I want to give it to My Dress Up Darling because all I can think is when it was airing, how we would meet up and we'd go cute, cute, cute.
Yeah.
And that was like for a solid 3 weeks straight. We just
Also,
did
the
that.
ending animation, the animation is really fun. Too.
Yeah.
It is
it's
really
very
fun.
I mean, you have her in a space helmet.
She's vibing.
It doesn't get better than
That's
that.
really fun. Made in Abyss is not really fun
It is
at
not
all.
very fun.
But it is by Myth and Roy, and I love everything they do.
Yeah. Engage Kiss came out with something good too, you know.
Not the only good thing it did.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is the only good thing it did.
The only
really.
problem is that every time I listen to it, I think about Engage Kiss and get angry.
Yeah. I'm going with My Dress Up Darling. It's a good bop and it makes me feel good.
It is. It's great.
I'm like hard stuck between Made in Abyss and My Dress Up Darling. Because they both like make sense for EDs. Made in Abyss makes you feel sad and
Yeah.
depressed and stressed out. And My Dress Up Darling makes you feel happy and like
Upbeat.
upbeat and everything. They both do ending what the show is very well. And like, but especially when it came to the end of the season for Made in Abyss, that ED hit way harder
It
with
did.
every episode.
Yeah.
I talked myself into it. I'm gonna go Made in Abyss, even though I
All
can't
right.
listen to it.
Again, I think that's a great answer.
No, I can't even enjoy it.
I can enjoy it. It hurts me, like in my soul. I can feel it.
All right, we have best. Oh, Luke, you're up. I didn't want to say it.
Best. Oh.
I didn't want to say. I didn't want to.
So we have best OP. A lot of these I linked on with how much I like the song and how much it like registered with the show. Kind of like how I just chose best ED there. So we have Rumbling from Attack on Titan, Kickback from Chainsaw Man, Giri Giri from Kaguya, Mire no Hiro Tachi E from Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, Over from Date Alive, and Maid Daikaitan from Akiba Maid Wars. I had some honorable mentions, such as Healer Girls OP, Spy Family's Mixed Nuts, and My Dress Up Darling's Sansan Days.
If Spy Families was not an honorable mention, I would vote Spy Family. But for me, this one's actually pretty easy. And it's a basic answer. I'm going Kickback by Chainsaw Man. Like we were listening to these before this, and the one, if I had a second vote, it would be Akiba Maid War. That one went really hard, but like if I'm looking for like a song to bop to and shit, like Kickback's the one in there that I'm gonna listen to on repeat.
I think I'm gonna go with Rumbling from Attack on Titan.
It's all really good, and I have like 3 of these on my Spotify, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm going Over from Date Alive just because it's the only one I never skipped. I skipped Chainsaw Man's once in a while, but that's just because I wanted to know what was going on in the show faster.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with the OP being bad, but I wanted to get to the show faster than anything else.
So we're at an impasse here.
We are at an impasse.
So all 3 of us will vote for Akiba Maid War as the winner. We'll just keep it at an impasse.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
That's
I'm just
fine.
gonna put like a little dash next to him, just to show that
That is not a dash.
Titan Kek. Man Kek.
because they're all really
Live a
good.
Kek.
Life Kek.
All right, Tippy. Schmack us up with some schmeckles.
All right. So this one for me, it was getting the shows was hard, but my answer is easy. We have best score. I'm going to read from the bottom top. We have Overlord, Summertime Rendering, Date Alive, Demon Slayer Entertainment Arc, Love Live Superstars, and Made in Abyss. My vote goes to Made in Abyss.
I'm gonna go Made in Abyss.
I'm between Made in Abyss and Summertime Rendering. Because, like, before we were even recording, I talked about how, like, Summertime Rendering just stresses you out, especially when the music hits, which is what the show's meant to do.
I'm just going Made in Abyss because I think I listen to at least 3 or 4 songs off that soundtrack every day.
Like the Three Sages, like I listen
Three
to that in the
Sages.
gym.
Oh yeah, I listen to that in the gym.
I'm going to give it to Made in Abyss.
Like Hans Zimmer did the
fucking killed
OSTs
it.
for this show. Like Hans fucking Zimmer. He's like the greatest composer for any movie stuff of all time.
He did
Star Wars?
he did
He did Pirates of the Caribbean
with Davy Jones.
Yeah. I mean, he's just like the best of the best. He's
David fucking Jones?
Yeah, like I think arguably probably the best character aside from Captain Jack in the whole fucking series of.
He might be my favorite, honestly.
He's
Like,
just
Captain
so
Jack's
fucking
awesome,
cool.
but like Octopus Fella.
Yeah.
You know what? Tip, I'm going to change my answer for Best Girl because you didn't put her. I'm putting Fopta.
Just hold on.
No,
No, you just wait.
You
Nope,
can't. She's
nope.
not in there.
Best Girl, I'm changing my answer as
can't-
a
she's
write-in.
not
It's a
in-
write-in. I wrote it in like I wrote in Kanye. I wrote in Fopta right now. I didn't even vote for the same character as you guys, so it doesn't even matter. My vote doesn't change the winner, but Fopta's there.
All
How do you like that? I like them pineapples, bud.
All right, so next up, we have Best Main Character. This one was actually pretty fucking hard to do. We have Ajiro Shinpei from Summertime Rendering, Akebi-chan from Akebi's Sailor Uniform. That's why I didn't put her in Best Girl. Yuichi Kadagiri from Tomodachi Game. Kunoichi Tsubaki from, I forget the name of
In
that
the
show.
Heart of
In the Heart of
Kunoichi
Kunoichi
Tsubaki.
Tsubaki. Miliko from Shadow's House, and Yua Serufu from Do It Yourself.
There's one that I'm like,
This is going to be tough.
there's one that just does not stand with the rest. I'm going to be honest, it's you said it.
She stands with it. She's a great main
You
character.
can say that all you want.
She's great.
If you compare her,
She's the reason the DIY club got where
that's
it was.
fine. Emilico solos U.S. Senator food every day.
Okay,
of
that's
the
fine,
week.
but I'm just saying Ewan belongs in there.
This one's actually hard.
This one's really tough. Because, like, Tomodachi game, like, the more we watched it, the more we were like, holy shit, this is really good.
Yeah, it was
you
good.
know? And, like, Yuichi, he was kind of a fucking badass.
It was episode,
Dude
what,
was pretty based.
4 that I messaged in the chat. I was like, holy fuck, this show's really good.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 that things started to really turn around for that show.
Because it started off, like, kind of lame.
Yeah, it was all right.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then it just turned into mind games the whole time.
And I threw in Kunoichi Tsubaki because I thought she was a great main character, and I fucking loved that show. I didn't get any topics to really where that show really fit, but I just wanted to throw her in just because I feel like it needs more attention. I
Tater
really did
saw
like
what
that show.
Tsubaki looked like and then shit on Takagi-san in front of me.
Takagi?
Because they're made
Over
by the
Tsubaki?
same person.
Yeah,
They
I
look
know.
the exact
Yeah.
same. And she's like, she looks like that annoying girl from that one show. And I was
Man.
like,
Taters.
I
Taters.
was like, ooh.
She better watch.
Do you
what
listen
she
to the
says.
podcast, Taters? Because if you do, we're going to throw fisticuffs outside. I'm going to put your ass on the
I
tarmac
was like, she
outside.
does not realize what she just said.
No, that's fighting words right there. This one's fucking hard.
I feel like I have to give it to our Pog champ, Emilico, because she really is just like the Pog champ.
I know, she's awesome. She's literally sunshine. Like in a fucking maid outfit.
I got to go with Captain of Bread, Emilico.
She is bread captain.
I'm going to go with Milico too. I love Milico. She's fucking...
Emilico Solo. Dude, I told you, Emilico Solo.
She's just fucking awesome.
She's our Pog
Shinpei's
champ.
going to be like, I can rewind time. Emilico's going to be like, bread.
Yeah, this one might actually
Let me
be pretty
clean
easy
this
too.
up.
All right, Thor. This
All right.
one, I already know my answer here.
I don't know.
No,
I know
dude.
my
This is
answer.
a hard one.
This is
This
tough.
one's actually
so.
really
This is
hard.
a write-in category that we did, or no? I think I just ripped this off Crunchy. A must protect at all costs character, and our nominees are Fran from Reincarnated as a Sword, Emilico from Shadow's House, Yaika Sakuragi from Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, Fapta from Made in Abyss, Mukuro from Date Alive, and Kao Akebi, Akebi's little sister from Akebi Sailor Unicorn.
Oh, fuck.
She made her way in.
She did. I'm going Kawakebi. Period.
All right, so I'm going to cross out Emilico just because she can defend herself.
And Fran.
And Fran because she can defend herself. I have to be fair. I
And
have to.
Fapta.
All right, that stuff aside,
I'm still going Cow.
I have to cut it down in some way.
Yeah, I
Thorpe.
mean,
you
that's
gotta let me cut it
that's
down
a
in
full
some
house.
way.
it is. I stacked it. I'm sorry.
You stacked it.
I have to like think of some reason to cut out characters because if I don't, then I'm gonna argue with myself for the rest of life.
Going Cow. That's it for me. All right, I'm out.
I don't know, dude. You see how Cow gave that right hand? She keeps the pimp hand strong.
I know she does.
She stays ready
will
at all
backhand
times.
you with my ring finger.
Right on that fucking, right on the ass, man. Out there in the open, all that ass Akebi just had out.
Right, Cow just
And
hit.
Cal said, I'm
Cow went
taking this
into the kill.
opportunity. Fuck.
So based, man, I feel like all these. Okay, so Cal's got a mean right hook.
Right.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Fran is just OP as fuck.
As long as she has Shisho. If she doesn't have Shisho,
And she still
she's
held
weak
herself
as
against
fuck.
that spider.
Yeah, she's a black cat.
she did almost die, though. And she did have her hands cut off by the demon.
That's true, but she still did it. She gave it to him.
She still gave him the old 1-2.
Emilico is our Pog champ. I think she can, keep herself on her own.
I think she's got it.
Fapta, she'll make you. If you fuck around, you will find out.
Very
Indeed.
quickly.
Indeed.
Mukuro, she could end the world or something, can't she?
Yeah.
She's pretty OP.
Yeah, she is.
Not really end the world.
She can do a lot of damage.
You will die.
She can kill you, yeah.
You will die.
Which
I guess she could just lock out all oxygen in the atmosphere.
Right. So yeah, she can.
I'm giving to Yaika because
I'm also gonna go with Yaika.
out of all of them, she's the only one that got seriously injured.
Yeah.
She was hospitalized and had a concussion. She got kicked down the fucking stairs.
I saw one episode of that show, and I was like, man, she's based.
She's epic. She is very epic.
All right,
She's
can we
amazing.
take a beer break real quick? I'm about to piss my shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
We are back from our beer break. My coffee's out, so I'm drinking.
It's
this
Tipple
now.
McDipple's
Tipple
turn.
McDipple. For this next category, we have Best Action. So I threw in Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer Entertainment Arc, Overlord 4, Don Machi 4, Akiba Maid War, and Shield Hero 2.
All right, not Shield Hero.
No.
There was action in it.
There
was action in it.
was.
I didn't know what else to throw in, honestly.
I'm
I
just
was-
saying no to that.
I'm going Chainsaw Man.
I'm giving Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer was good.
I can't argue.
Man, that
Every-
was actually really good.
Every fight scene is just animated so well.
Yeah.
But Ufotable does that well.
I'm stuck between Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer.
They both do action phenomenal.
Demon Slayer, the season was okay, I guess, but the animation was so fucking good.
The fights are always on par.
You know what? I'm gonna go Demon Slayer.
I'm thinking about like the last fight. I'm like, man, that
Nezuko,
was fucking
when
good.
she went mommy. That was fucking wild.
I'm gonna go Demon Slayer.
I just can't give it a Chainsaw Man. Like I said, that first episode when I was watching a slideshow while he's
I
fighting
mean, that's
the
like
zombie
one
devil.
episode though. Like every
You
single
still
episode.
have to take it into
I
account.
mean, yeah, you do, but like every single episode after that was like fucking.
All right,
amazing.
animation aside, like action isn't just about the animation.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Chainsaw Man's just action, action, action. But I'm giving it to Demon Slayer, just because those last couple fight scenes in Demon Slayer were fucking bananas.
The thing with Demon Slayer is like it pulls emotions out of the fights as well. Where Chainsaw Man, I'm like, this is epic. This is
Kind of
cool.
like funny.
He wants to touch
Not even-
titties.
Yeah, like
It's not even like that. It's just like the fight doesn't evoke emotion in me the way Demon Slayer does.
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
I'm glad Demon Slayer won one. Honestly, I even though it wasn't the greatest season in the world, I did like it.
It's just hard coming off of that movie that was really good and then getting a season that just felt like a nothing burger for a majority of it.
I mean, it was like drawn out, but I enjoyed watching.
Generally,
it
I
every
did
week.
enjoy
I did
it.
too. I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy it. I'm just saying it. Going from that movie where the entire thing was just insanity to
When you
like
cry at the end.
to like I don't really care that much about what's going on. I just want to watch them animate them fight with sword breathing that isn't real.
All right, Thor.
All right, this is a fun one. So we had Best Comedy, and the nominees are Dropkick on My Devil X, Demon Girl Next Door, Kaguya-sama, Bocchi the Rock, A Couple of Cuckoos, and Miss Kuruitsu and the Monster Development Department.
Bochi.
Bocchi.
I got to say Bocchi.
Bocchi. Like, without a hair of a doubt, dude.
We
Bocchi.
said it last week. That is one of the funniest shows we've watched.
Yeah.
That's up there.
It's up there with like a Sobiyasu Base.
Sleepy Princess.
Sleepy Princess. It is up there with the kings of comedy.
Bocchi was fucking hilarious.
I can't wait for Bochi to not win and Kaguya to win again. Just
Yeah,
like how
watch it.
Sleepy
I bet it
Princess got
will. I
fucked.
bet it will. I'm gonna get pissed off and raid Crunchyroll and throw confetti all over their offices.
Deliver a pipe bomb in Minecraft. In Minecraft. It's a joke in
I'm
Minecraft.
gonna give them sparkle bombs, so they like blow up and a bunch of sparkles.
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah,
Just have
like that.
glitter. all
Yeah,
over
glitter,
their
glitter.
fucking
That's what it
office.
is. Glitter bombs.
Fuck them.
All right, next up we have Best Drama. This one was actually a little harder to come up with than I thought. So we have Summertime Rendering. Shut up, Luke. I know what you're thinking. Made in Abyss. Tomodachi Game. Shadow's House. More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers. And Rent a Girlfriend.
You're not wrong.
No,
but
I'm not
just
wrong.
upset
That's why I
about
threw it in.
I'm just
I'm not
upset
wrong
about it.
because it was dramatic as fuck.
But if we're going best drama, no.
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 No. You're not wrong, and that's why I'm mad.
I know,
But in terms of best drama, no.
the fact that it's in here, I'm just like,
It was
but
hard
it
to find.
belongs.
Yeah.
We're referring to Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah. Because, I mean, whether you like it or not, it was popular.
Unfortunately, I'm stuck between Summertime and Made in Abyss.
I'm stuck between Tomodachi and Made in Abyss.
I'm honestly stuck between Tomodachi and Summertime Rendering.
Like, my argument for Tomodachi Game is it was extremely dramatic.
It was.
Like very
I mean,
dramatic.
that last arc when they were doing the survival game, I had no fucking clue what was going on the whole time.
And like you had fights in between friends. Like it was very drama ridden.
It was dramatic as frick.
Yeah. And like Summertime Rendering was dramatic, but not the same type of drama. It was more like life or death drama, you know what I mean? And this was
I guess
like
Tomodachi did have like that. Typically, you think of like high school drama, it's like friend infighting.
yeah,
A lot of the times,
like Mean Girls drama.
yeah, and that's
Except it was strategic friend infighting.
but not only one of them really knew
Yeah,
about
only
it.
one knew.
Yeah,
Like,
but still, that like adds to the drama even more.
Yeah.
Is that it's strategic friend infighting that's being set up and manipulated. I'm going Tomodachi game.
I'm going
Yeah,
Tomodachi.
you convinced me. You convinced
I'm
me.
gonna hit the left field there.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer.
Just out of nowhere, knock it out of the ball
The
stadium,
ball.
football
Field,
touchdown,
ball field,
ball field.
fields of balls.
My favorite movie, Field of Balls. If you build it, they will come. Best fantasy. So for best fantasy, I had Life with an Ordinary Guy Who Reincarnated into a Total Fantasy Knockout, Skeleton Knight in Another World, Reincarnated as a Sword, Overlord, RPG Real Estate, and Don't Hurt Me, My Healer.
Man, this one's really tough. I'm not gonna lie.
They were all really good. I didn't watch Skeleton Knight, but the rest of these were really good.
Honestly, going through and finding these was hard, and then I chose them all. I was like, wow, I actually didn't choose any just as throwaways. These are actually all really
Yeah, they're
fun
all
shows.
solid answers.
I'm going to cut out RPG Real Estate just because it doesn't stand with the others as heavily.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would also argue that with Don't Hurt Me, My Healer.
I can agree with that.
Part of me really wants to go with Life with an Ordinary Guy Who Reincarnated as a Total
I know,
Fantasy
I
Knockout. Because
do
like,
too.
because like, here's the thing. If we're thinking fantasy, how cool would it be to be reincarnated as a total hottie?
That's true. Except
Take the other guy out of it. All right? It's just you. It's just you.
He was quick on the jump.
Just you.
take out the other guy.
Just
But
you.
the whole story is about how you're going to have a yaoi love with your friend that's not, you're no longer a guy.
Is it yaoi though? If it's not a
I mean,
guy,
I have some good friends.
That's true.
is it just?
I have some
romance?
great friends.
Okay.
Oh God.
Oh, fuck. Alex would fuck us if we were girls.
No, never mind.
Oh, you're the girl.
Yeah, man, Luke would fuck me so hard.
I'm going sword. I had a lot of hype
man,
for
this
this
is
show.
really
It
hard.
delivered. It was fantasy as fuck. It was the peak of fantasy, some might argue. She went to dungeons
Yeah.
and went to a blacksmith. That's pretty fantasy.
I'm going to go reincarnated as well.
That's
I'm
pretty
gonna go
fantasy,
reincarnated
dude.
as a sword. We like Fran.
Honestly, I was
Shisho.
between that and Skeleton Knight.
Skeleton Knight was a good one.
It was fun.
It was. It was,
I
it was
liked
a
it
good
a
show.
lot. And it was
a good
bit
show.
goofy.
Yeah.
Man, I'm having a tough.
It was just
time
Overlord
here.
Part 2, The Electric Boogaloo. Not
Yeah,
as good.
it was discount Heinz.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Overlord, but then when I think like fantasy genre, I think like castles, knights, dungeons, that kind of thing.
So you think reincarnated as a
Well,
sword?
that's why I'm not voting Overlord. I would if it was just like an isekai genre, I'd go Overlord. But if we're just taking the fantasy into account, when you think fantasy, you think like dragons, swords.
Yeah, it's like that's not a fantasy unless I was with
I'm
Irons,
gonna go
that's not where I'm
reincarnated as a
gonna go.
sword, and what sold me is the King Arthur pull from the sword.
Yeah.
That's
True,
like that's fantasy
yeah.
as fuck.
That is.
That's
That
fantasy.
is. That's mega
the-
fantasy.
The blacksmith.
Dude, we could do an isekai genre next year because next season there's like 12 of them.
There's like a fucking 100 of them.
And I'm watching all of them.
Jesus
Baby, look at me. Isekai the guys sticking around.
Ooh, this one.
All right, this is gonna be a tough one. Best romance, and this year's nominees for best romance are My Dress Up Darling, More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers, A Couple of Cuckoos, Call of the Night, Heroines Run the Show, and Kaguya-sama. This is always a tough one. It's always a
I mean, this is
very
my
tough
favorite
one.
genre. So
Fuck.
yeah, this is not easy.
No,
Not easy
I'm
at all.
between the top three.
dress up more than a married and a couple.
And a couple of cuckoos.
That's where I am too.
I'm going to agree with you. We can narrow it down to those 3.
Those are the 3 that I don't know how to argue one more.
Sorry for the silence, guys. Like, this is really tough. This is a brain
every
buster.
Sunday I looked forward to More Than a Married Couple.
I did as well.
I did
But
too.
every Saturday I looked forward to a couple of cuckoos.
And then when did my dress up?
I think it
was
was
that Friday.
I think it was Friday.
It was Friday or Saturday.
Friday or Saturday, one or the other. And I look forward to that every week
single
too.
time.
I mean, fuck, rom-coms are like my favorite genre.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my basis. Since all of these are really fucking good, I'm going to help narrow it down by dissecting the main protagonist. Gojo, I don't think is up to par with Nagi. I like Nagi better than Gojo.
Really?
I do.
Why?
Gojo was... I liked him. It was just like his...
I like Gojo better.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it just because he got rock hard?
No, that was hilarious, but no.
That was funny.
When he popped a boner.
They both did, but like his was like lightning.
I like
He has the
Nagi better.
fastest draw in the West.
I think
Yeah,
he
he
was
does.
just like... I'm trying to think of the right word for this. I can't think of the word. It's not coming to me.
Because the reason I don't choose Nagi is because he still had that basic trope of like low key, like being afraid whenever anything romantic happened.
Well, Gojo did as well.
No, he did not. He grew out of that pretty quickly.
Not really.
Yeah, he
Not
did.
re-
Yeah, he
Really?
did.
No, he did
Yes, he
not.
did. He did
I-
not. Okay, yeah, he might have had it a little bit, but he did. It was nothing compared to Nagi. Like nothing.
I'm
Like
not
he
gonna-
was way more mature about it.
I'm not going to argue one over the other, but they were both. All 3 protagonists are your basic. Oh, I touched a girl's hand. Now I'm
I
scared.
think Gojo was just more mature about it. Like he wasn't like I mean, yeah, in a sense, I
don't know.
guess, but like
I'm not going to use that because all 3 of them were, in my mind.
I think Gojo just had more of like a realistic, mature sense out of the other 2.
Here's a super solution. We all 3 choose a different one, and then no one's a winner.
I don't think I'll be satisfied with that.
Can you choose a winner then?
My vote goes to My Dress Up Darling. When it comes to romance, through and through, like what I want in a romance is 2 people, like very clear 2 cut people, and that's what you got with My Dress Up Darling. There was no other girl, there was no other guy. It was those 2 forming a relationship, and that's what I ultimately want a romance anime.
I can get behind that.
And like, who's a better girl than Marin Kitagawa out of the other 2? Amano was great. She was awesome. She was the best girl from that show. Don't fight me.
Might have to fight you on that.
Okay, yeah, you're wrong.
I might.
Akari, best girl
Yeah.
from that show. Easy. Don't fight me. But Marin, she's just tops him. Like through and through.
I'll go dress up. Cards on the table.
Here's a question for you, Luke. Okay, I'm gonna go over the 3 shows, and they're gonna have the same question. Out of a couple of cuckoos, what would you want more from? Like, what would you want more out of the show that you maybe didn't get enough of, or not at all?
I got nothing, man.
What about More Than a Married Couple?
I think it's gonna be the same. He's
It's
torn
nothing.
between
I've
them all.
got nothing.
There's nothing you could have
This is
wanted
a
a little more.
This is a perfect hair for me. Damn. I mean, literally, when we were talking about More Than a Married Couple, I said this was like on the level of Horimiya for me. But
Or
so
it seems
was
like we've.
My Dress Up, and so was a couple of cuckoos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're all 3 a perfect hair for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can give an answer that I'd be satisfied with giving.
Because like I know where you're coming from with the other 2. They were definitely like so surprisingly way better than I thought they would be. But I don't think I can give up My Dress Up Darling. It's
And I
not
like
just
all
because
3 main guys too. Like,
I
that's
do
the
too.
other
I
problem.
generally
I
like
don't-
all of
I
I
them.
don't have a single problem with any of the 3 main guys. I can't give an answer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can win by default,
I
but
mean, if we're
can't-
going attractiveness by the guys more than a married couple, he was the most attractive guy, in my opinion.
Oh, of course.
I agree.
In my opinion.
Of course, he was the hottest.
Yeah. Gojo's kind of balding.
He's just kind of goofy. He has
little
no
goofy.
style. He has no style.
Yeah, he's
And
no
he
style.
also likes dolls.
That's not the weird thing. He's
He's
young and his hairline's
He's
a little
bald
short.
guy that likes dolls.
Who
That
has
is
no
the weird
style.
thing.
He's a little
Who doesn't
goofy.
have style.
Yeah.
He is definitely the worst out of all three of them.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
is.
like a bowl cut going on. I don't know what he's
Yeah,
doing with
he
his
could
hair.
he could use a
But-
hairstyle.
But he's
like,
also just kind of a nerd dork, so
yeah.
the
His
hairstyle fits.
his parents are hilarious.
They are funny.
The hairstyle fits.
Gojo doesn't have parents. He has
That's
a grandfather.
true. He has grandpa that fell down the stairs when he bought tights or something like
Yeah.
that. Fuck, I don't know.
I'm going my dress up by Slim. By Virginia Slim.
I can't give an answer and feel good about it.
I can feel good saying my dress up, darling, but I'd feel good saying the others as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say my dress up, darling, just to give us a clear cut answer here.
My dress up. That was unsurprisingly one of the most difficult ones. Now here's where it gets really hard. So we've gone through all of the subcategories for animations of the year. Now we're going to go through them one more time just to give the winners and the categories for each before we decide on the last category, arguably the hardest one. Best character design. We had My Dress Up Darling, Akebi Sailor Uniform, Summertime Rendering, Healer Girl, Raven of the Inner Palace, More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers. Healer Girl was the winner. For Best Girl, we had Marin Kitagawa, Suletta Mercury, Chisato Nishikigi, Lum, Erika Amano, and Nazuna Nanaxa. Marin Kitagawa,
Lumcha. Cha.
Motoboshi.
Fuck Motoboshi.
I
What
hate
an asshole.
Motoboshi. He's an asshole.
He's a dick.
I fucking hate him.
Motoboshi.
We have Best Boy, Ishigami, Kirishima Toru, Yaku and Jiro, Ajido Shinpei, Uzui Tengen, and Umino Nagi. Winner was Ajido Shinpei for Summertime Rendering. Best Animation was Bocchi the Rock, Shine Post, Healer Girl, More Than a Married Couple, Summertime Rendering, and Princess Connect Redive. The winner is Bocchi the Rock. Best New Series, Licorice Recoil, Call of the Night, A Couple of Cuckoos, Bocchi the Rock, Summertime Rendering, My Dress Up Darling. The winner was Call of the Night. Best Continuing Series, this one definitely threw us for a loop. Kaguya, Date Alive, Dropkick on My Devil, Demon Girl Next Door, Overlord, and Shadow's House. The winner, by a very slim margin, was Date Alive.
We did get a tap here.
Did get a tap
Just
here.
say.
Get a tap.
Biggest flop. We have Raven of the Inner Palace, Shield Hero, Danmachi, Engage Kiss, Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie, and Girls Frontline. The winner was Shield Hero for biggest flop. Rightfully so. Still kind of salty about that.
Very salty.
Best ED. We have Maiden Abyss Season 2, My Dress Up Darling, Kaguya-sama, Call of the Night, Overlord, and Engage Kiss. Maiden Abyss won. Best OP. We have Attack on Titan, Chainsaw Man, Kaguya, Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, Date Alive, Akiba Maid Wars. The winner was actually a draw between Attack on Titan, Chainsaw Man, and Date Alive. Best Score. Maiden Abyss, Love Live Superstars, Demon Slayer, Date Alive, Summertime Rendering, and Overlord. The winner, without a doubt, was Maiden Abyss. Best Main Character. We have Ajido Shinpei, Akebi-chan, Yuichi Katagiri, Kunoichi, and Miliko and Yua Seidafu. Miliko, breadwinner.
She is the
Pog-
She is the
Pog champ,
breadwinner,
breadwinner.
the Pog champ. Must protect at all cost character. Fran, Amiliko, Yaika Sakuragi, Fapta, Mukudo, and Kawakebi. Sakuragi wins.
Just if I could, I would vote for Fran, Emilico, and Fopta all at the same time.
I would vote like all of them simultaneously.
Yeah, I would vote for all of them
Yeah.
at the same time if I could.
Best action anime. Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Overlord, Danmachi, Akiba Maid War, and Shield Hero. Demon Slayer rose to the top. We have Best Comedy. Dropkick on My Devil, Demon Girl Next Door, Kaguya-sama, Bocchi the Rock, A Couple of Cuckoos, Miss Kuroitsu in the Monster Development Department. The winner was Bocchi the Rock. hilarious. Best drama. We have Summertime Rendering, Made in Abyss, Tomodachi Game, Shadow's House, More Than a Married Couple, and Rent a Girlfriend. The winner was Tomodachi Game. We have the Best Fantasy. Life with an Ordinary Guy Who Reincarnated into a Total Fantasy Knockout. That is a breathful. Skeleton Knight in Another World, Reincarnated as a Sword, Overlord, RPG Real Estate, and Don't Hurt Me My Healer. The winner was Reincarnated as a Sword. And finally, for the last topic, we have Best Romance. My Dress Up Darling, More Than a Married Couple, Couple of Cuckoos, Call of the Night, Heroines Run the Show, and Kaguya-sama. The winner, by a very slim margin, was My Dress Up Darling. Now it is time for the ultimate one. Does anyone want to lead us into this one?
In what way?
Just announce it. I just did all those, so you guys can do something.
Just send it.
Okay.
Anime of the year.
Say Amerne?
Yeah.
Anime of
Anime
the year.
of the year.
Amerne.
I could do it like in a country accent. Like, Anime of the year.
Animation of the year.
We've got Bakchi the Rock, My Dress Up Darling, Summertime Rendering, Made in Abyss, Spy Family, and a Kebis Sailor Uniform. Discuss. It's like a Jeff Foxworthy announcement.
Or Larry the Cable Guy. Just,
Or Larry the Cable. I'll tell you what.
that's good.
That's good.
Now that's
brother.
funny. That's funny.
That's funny. These are all just such good shows.
I know. Fuck.
I think I know my answer.
All right, I'm going to make one argument, and feel free to chew my head off for it, but this is just a fact, and you guys can fight me for it. Spy Family Part 2 was not as good as Part 1.
I think we've already
Agreed.
talked about why.
I think, well, I know we talked about why, but in a complete just vacuum seal area, I'm voting that out of the running because it didn't keep the same level the whole way through. I was still excited for it. Nothing wrong with that. For me, I'm voting it out.
I don't think you need to vacuum seal it off. I think it ties into the argument really well.
Yeah.
I think that's a very valid thing.
So I'm going to vote it off for myself at least.
I'm going to vote Bocchi the Rock as Anime of the Year because I guess you could kind of say the same with Summertime Rendering in this vein, but Bocchi had like no expectations right off the bat. No, I didn't see anyone talking about it. To me, it seemed like just ha funny girls play instruments show. And what happened as the show progressed is it just rose in popularity. I mean, it is everywhere now. And to me, that says a lot about the show. Mm-hmm. Where, like, My Dress Up Darling, going in, people were excited for it. They were hyped for it. Made in Abyss, everyone was ready for it. Mm-hmm. Akebi, it didn't rise as it should have. So I don't think a lot of people saw it. And I think it's more niche for certain people. Like, Bocchi is broader in who would enjoy it. And that's where Summertime Rendering comes in. I didn't know what to expect from it at first. It didn't get the popularity like Bocchi did, which is unfortunate.
I think
that's why
I think we're in the same brain wave here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you do it to see if we're on the same brain wave.
It didn't get the popularity it should have deserved because it was not available as easily as everything else.
That's right. It was Disney Plus, and that did. Yeah, that sucks so bad.
It does.
Sucks a lot.
Because
And I think if it was anything but
a great
Disney
show.
Plus, that show would have been skyrocketing every week.
Yeah.
It was doing good on all the charts for the people that did get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
It really
even
was.
like on r/anime, it was still in the top 15. It was in the top 10 most weeks, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But if you looked at like all the Karma ratings and everything, it had dramatically less than any other show.
Which just sucks.
Yeah, it's just the availability of it was not there. If it would have went to like Crunchyroll, dude, it would have been in the top 5.
That's a shame. It hurt the show.
It is.
hurt
It
bad.
sucks. That's why I'm glad we're showing it some love, because Crunchyroll's not.
I could show that show love all day.
I have
Same
nothing
here.
bad to say about that
I
show.
don't either.
I don't either.
Not
That
a
was
thing.
one of the best like thrillers I've watched in a while. Just in general, not even just in anime. Like just
Yeah.
genuine thriller
Out of all media.
in all media. I don't think I've seen many movies that I've been that inclined to keep watching and to want to keep watching, and every week just going, what the fuck's going on? I want to talk about this right now.
Yeah.
Whereas like, and comparing two different genres.
Very
I know
different.
this, but you go to Bochi, it's just like, haha, Bochi do the funny. Like, I'm not gonna use that as an argument for my choosing because they're two different genres of show, so I can't use that. That's not a valid argument in this scenario for this reason. But that is just all accrediting to Summertime Rendering. Bochi the Rock, I said, haha, Bochi make funny face, and then she turned to dust, her friends inhaled her, became depressed, and then shut themselves away in her room.
It was just so creative for me. And the only other time that I can think, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, is another show that ever did like a live action doll type thing. Not just live action in general. Like I know Lucky Star did it, but with the doll of the character was Hellgirl.
Yeah. They did. Holy shit.
And that's the only other show that I've... If you know one, please let me know.
Oh, I've got it on my mind. I know one. I do actually know one.
Do you know if I've seen it?
Probably. Fuck.
I feel like I know one off. Like it's just not coming to me. I feel like there's
I
another
know
one.
I've got one like in my head right
Yeah.
now, but I cannot describe it. I just remember that there was live action dolls. And I was like, that's weird as shit.
It's just so creative to me. And even like...
Chowder did it first. Every
Chowder
end
wins
sequence,
anime of the year.
Every end, Chowder had the live action puppets where he and Mung would be talking. I was
did.
watching
They
Chowder
did.
last night. If you couldn't fucking tell.
And that's not to like knock Summertime Rendering, because I think the whole plot of the show was
Panty and
just...
Stocking.
They did. They fucking did. That's right.
Panty and Stocking did do that. Like, a lot.
So...
When the creatures would blow up.
God,
Oh my god.
So it's not done a lot, but I do appreciate when it is done
I
in
agree.
the right vein. Like it's got to be right, and Bochi did it right.
Like Summertime Rendering would not.
And it wasn't even like just that. With the amount of different faces they gave Bochi, and they really, really expressed just how bad her social anxiety was. Like she was not functionable, and they drove that point home. That's why I'm giving it to it. And like the other option for me would be Summertime Rendering, just because it was so fucking good. Like nothing bad to say about that show.
I'm gonna go with Bochi too.
This sucks because this is the one thing I hate doing. We're comparing two different genres.
I know, and
that's what I hate
it's
about
like-
Anime of the Year.
It's not
Yeah.
fair. It's not fair.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. And that's what I hate about Anime of the Year, because Anime of the Year is a popularity contest at the end of the day. Like, I see Bochi winning. It's got the highest rating out of any show from
Yeah.
this year on my anime list. Actually, no. Love is War Season 3 does.
Yeah.
But even then, like, obviously that show's way more popular than Summertime Rendering, but they're both the top of their genre, I would argue. I don't need to argue, though they are the top of their
the
genre.
numbers speak.
Bochi is easily the funniest comedy show out there that's just strictly meant to be comedy, not a rom-com like Love is War. It is a comedy show, and it does it perfectly. Summertime Rendering is an action thriller, and it does it perfectly. I cannot speak poorly on either of these shows, but we're comparing two titans that are completely different genres.
I'm gonna go Bochi. It sucks to say this, but I'm going Bochi because I really do think Summertime Rendering deserves it just as much. But Bochi was just like the underdog that no one expected that rose to the top.
But you
And
could say-
now I know
I mean,
that's
again-
access to the anime.
I
But-
wasn't gonna say. I was gonna say you could say the same thing about Summertime.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we all went in with no idea of what it was, and it's easily one of our favorite
Yeah.
shows.
And Summertime Rendering did do the live action thing. in the ED. They
Yeah,
showed the
they
actual
filmed the
island.
whole
You're
fucking
right.
island.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
film the whole fucking
They
island
actually
in
did
the
do
ED.
that too.
I'm more. That point was more pertaining to characters in the
yeah,
show.
yeah, I know what you mean,
but
but
I get your point.
Yeah.
Like it was really cool. I noticed it like the first time I watched the ED. I'm like, that's the fucking island.
whoa,
that
that's
the
really
show
good
is
animation.
based off of.
Fuck, it's just so hard because it's the one thing I hate doing. Because if you're like, oh, My Hero Academia is better than Pochi the Rock, I'd be like, first, no, but second, they're not the same genre. I can't say that one's better than the other there. And like I said, Anime of the Year
I
is
don't
nothing
know.
but a popularity contest
now I don't know.
from Crunchyroll. I hate that. I hate this. I hate this one particularly. I just hate
I know it's
Anime of the Year.
I'm gonna stick to my guns for sake of giving an answer, but I think like we've driven the point to anyone watching this that we are comparing apples and oranges here. Where if it was the best comedy, Bocchi, the best thriller, 100% Summertime Rendering. It's like 100 for me, but for sake of choosing one, I'm gonna go Bocchi.
I know my answer. I know my official answer. This isn't like this isn't saying like if I could watch one show 100 million times. It's just for sake of this year. What do I truly think was the best? I'm going Summertime Rendering.
I'm going to do it on if I could watch one show over again with no memory, it's going to be Summertime Rendering. Because like I could watch Bocchi again right now and still laugh at everything.
yeah.
Just like how we laugh at Sleepy Princess every
Yeah.
single time. I think I got to give it to Summertime, dude. That show just hit somewhere that I didn't
Yeah.
have a show that hit in a while.
That's true. Nothing like that has come out in that good in a very long time.
Nothing
Very
that good's
long
come out
time.
a long time. And I mean, even shit that has come out before, it's really hard to find a show like that.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Whereas,
just
like-
pure creativeness at its full value.
Whereas like even in recent history, I can say Sleepy Princess
Yeah.
came out as
Like
a comedy.
ReZero has the same concept, but it just pales in comparison to Summertime
It does,
Rendering.
high key.
It really does. The characters are great in ReZero, but Summertime Rendering just everything about that show was 100%. Every single thing. And I have to give it to Summertime Rendering.
I'm not even gonna argue.
I do.
Not even gonna argue.
I mean, I wasn't arguing with anyone. I was
Right.
just,
I know.
Right.
I
It's-
was just
it's
trying
just-
to talk it out
I
to
agree.
myself the whole time.
I agree with all the points that are being made.
Like,
I mean, every single show on this list was awesome. Not every single show, but like those two specifically, just the
not every
cream of
show
the
in the
crop.
show list, but every show that is there in
Yeah.
that list.
Like, if I'm gonna recommend a comedy anime, it's Bocchi. If I'm gonna recommend a thriller action, it's gonna be Summertime Rendering. And I recommended both those shows to someone, and they loved the hell out of them both.
And I mean, it's not hard. It's hard to say which one you like more too, because
Yeah,
it
it
just
is.
depends on how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Man, I really want a silly, goofy show. Oh, Bocchi, I like that way more than I like Summertime Rendering.
Yeah.
It's not very goofy and silly.
I want to get serious and kind of sad. Wow, Bocchi really didn't make me feel sad. It made me laugh. So it's like they're just
Summertime Rendering stressed me out
yeah,
a lot.
They're apples to oranges, but they're both like 100% amazing animes at the end of the day.
And I'm just giving it to if I could watch one over without
Yeah.
any memory of it. Because I could watch Bocchi a million times.
I could, yeah, and I'd still laugh.
Fucking CGI scene just
Yeah.
plays in my head rent free, just T-posing Bocchi,
Bocchi
man.
spin.
So, I mean, those
Bocchi flip.
Bocchi flip.
Bocchi flip.
like, man, those two really fought it out. This was a good list. It was a good year for anime.
This was a good year.
It was a good
dude.
year. I mean, there's a lot of fucking shows here,
I think next year's gonna be good too.
and there were even like some shows that weren't on this list enough. They just didn't really fit. That were still great shows.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
there
it was a great year for anime overall.
I mean, there's so many shows that I enjoyed this year dramatically.
Yeah.
Especially shows that like you guys didn't watch. There was a lot of shows that I did have a lot of fun watching, but the top of the top are the top of the top.
Yeah, exactly.
And that doesn't like negate from any of the other shows really.
No.
These ones just rose to the top for a reason.
And like, I don't know. Any predictions for what Crunchyroll is going to do for Anime of the Year?
Kaguya. It's either that or Chainsaw Man.
I think it's one of the two.
Honestly, I think Bochi.
I don't think so.
I got a weird feeling, man.
I don't. I just knowing Crunchyroll, man. I know they're gonna go
Like
with
in my gut,
whatever they feel is the best.
in my gut, I have a weird feeling it's like Bochi's gonna be there at least. Maybe not win, but it's gonna be like a tough
I think
battle.
it could be there, but I don't. If
I
they
think it's
won,
gonna
that'd be
come
awesome.
close.
But I don't think it's.
I think
gonna
it's gonna be close if Bochi's in there.
I would like to see Bochi win.
I would love to.
I would too.
think
I
it
mean, I'd
deserves
like
it.
to see Summertime Rendering win,
It's
but
not.
that's
It's
not
not going to be in
there.
any categories.
No, because it's not a Crunchyroll fucking show.
None
Like I
of the
said-
high dive shows.
Yeah, it'd
I
be
was
awesome to see
surprised
Bochi
Sleepy
win.
Princess was on the one year because that was a
I know.
Funimation show.
Yeah, I was really
It
surprised.
was probably because they were in the process
Switching
of
it.
acquiring.
Probably. I don't know. I feel like it's just so unfair that if you're not through Crunchyroll, the Crunchyroll Awards are not the Anime Awards. They're the Crunchyroll Awards.
Yeah.
What show did we put out that's better? Penis Goblin or Dick Goblin?
Lest we forget, Phallus Goblin. That didn't air on Crunchyroll.
Oh, we don't
That was a
count that.
Disney Plus exclusive.
yeah.
That was a Disney Plus
That's why I
exclusive.
went under the radar.
That came out like with random
can't-
fucking release days,
Yeah.
which were completely random. Yeah, they fucked up Summertime Rendering's release
They
so
did.
bad.
It was bad.
Terribly.
Illegally though, came out perfectly. I have no complaints.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yo ho, pirate hat on my head. Sencho, marry me. I'm out.
All right, guys, that is the end of the year, the last episode of the Hello Harem podcast for 2022. Thank you very much for a wonderful year. I know we all had a lot of fun. A lot of changes happened this year in the podcast area, but we managed to work through it, and we're here, and we'll bring another year of amazing anime to you in 2023. So without further ado, guys, thank you very much. Have a very happy new year. Stay safe.
Tomorrow morning when your dealer
We will
says,
see you in
"What did have?"
2023.
Say, "Pass the
Goodbye.
ribbon."